application.
Not to be like a crop duster.
Yeah, do spray fields and such. They have to have a. Okay.
Good evening. It's 7 p.m. on the night of December 16th, 2025. I want to call LaGrange County Board of Zoning Appeals to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Lynn,
Here.
David,
Here.
Jerry,
Here.
and Nick.
Here. Do we have a motion and a second to approve the amended
We have to
agenda?
amend the agenda for 2 items. 25D40 and 25CU11, both are being taken off the agenda for this evening.
A motion for that amended agenda?
Make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. The amended agenda is adopted. Motion and a second to approve the November meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. November meeting minutes approved. Any communications?
No.
So welcome to LaGrange County Board of Zoning Appeals. This is a 5-member board, although tonight we only have 4, all of whom reside within LaGrange County. Let it be known that as a petitioner, you are requesting a variance to build and or operate outside of the ordinance of LaGrange County. It is the sole responsibility of the members of this board to make a decision on whether or not a variance shall be granted. So since there's only 4 tonight, 3 of the 4 have to say yes to every item we vote on for it to be approved. So how this meeting works is the petitioner has 15 minutes to explain what they're trying to accomplish to be given a variance. If there are any remonstrators, they also have 15 minutes to voice their concerns. Then the petitioner will then have 5 minutes to try and answer any comments or concerns brought up by the remonstrators. Also, while presenting or speaking, make sure you're addressing the board and not anybody else out in the audience. Does anybody have any questions?
So we begin our meeting, we have 25CU08, we're in Lima Township, section 26, township 38 north, range 9 east, it zones L1. It's located at 5880 north, 170 west Howe, for a conditional use variance for a short-term rental in the L1 zoning district. These are surveys showing the parking. Areas. Do I have a representative? I need you to come up to the podium, sign in, give your name and your address, and then just explain your petition to the board.
All right, I'm sorry, did I need to state my name?
Yes, state your name and address out loud.
Yep, Marquel Martin, 5880 North 170 West, Howe, Indiana.
Just explain to the board why we want the conditional use variance.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, honestly was just looking for short. Originally, when I started this with my partner, I noticed there were some surrounding Airbnb by the Twin Lakes. So I'm a realtor, licensed in Indiana, and I had introduced my client to the area, so to say, and noticed there was some other running Airbnbs in the area by the Twin Lakes. I wasn't sure of the subdivision in particular until I had gotten the original notice of what was going on. And I guess it was a complaint at the time about some trash, because I had a commercial dumpster out there at the time early on, and that since was removed within weeks of the complaint, and it was removed. And So overall, I was just looking for my partner to have a short-term rental after, again, seeing some others in the area. And wasn't trying to break any rules or anything, just wanted to just run. And it has been running at the time for a while, pretty successful. You know, I'm not sure of if there was other complaints, but just wanted to run that.
Anything else?
That's it.
Anybody else want to speak in favor of this petition tonight? Anybody want to remonstrate against this petition tonight? Can you have a seat, Mr. Martin?
Thank you.
I'm Lorraine Smith, and I am representing that neighborhood of Twin Lakes Estates. We had a meeting on September 14th, and they asked me to be the spokesperson. I understand that people have the right to rent their properties. However, we're concerned about how it's being managed. This summer was very hot, and that dumpster was overflowing a number of times. We're close to a wooded area. We have lots of wildlife. It just isn't how we keep our neighborhood up. Since then, it has been removed, and it's been picked up regularly. It does have a residential dumpster now. However, it's still being left out by the road, and none of the rest of us do that. We all pull ours back by the building. So we would prefer that that be pulled back away from the road. We don't want multiple containers or dumpsters or roll-off containers. We're concerned about the quiet hours. Neighbors have had difficulty with loud guests, which I understand that's hard to manage from a distance. But they were unwilling to make a change in their activities. I see he also has on there quiet hours, so we would respectfully ask for those as well. And limit the number of guests to 10 at the very max. We've had different times where we've had multiple cars coming and going throughout the night. We request no outside guests and no events that would exceed the occupancy standard. We prefer no one-night rentals because those are just for parties and they're disruptive to our neighborhood. We don't want any business or commercial use, but again, that's already been decided, I suppose, in the county that we can have a rental in our neighborhood. In his listing on Airbnb, he says that guests can cross the neighbor's property and also go down and use our easement and the pier that's there. I have not talked to anybody in the neighborhood that's given that permission. We are all concerned about people that we would be liable if somebody was hurt. Well, there's trees and there's a hill and that's our pier. So we're concerned about that. We're also concerned maybe the grass and the leaves have not been dealt with the way that the rest of the neighborhood tries to keep up. I mean, I understand we've got a lot of trees and we had, early snowfall, but we really like to keep up our neighborhood and we're concerned about our value of our properties. And lastly, we understand the homeowners have the right to rent their property. we other homeowners in our neighborhood also have the right to keep our neighborhood clean, safe, and well cared for without loud, disruptive, or destructive visitors. And like I said, in addition, we are concerned about the value of our properties. I'll sign you in.
Okay. Want my address? Yeah. 5890 North 170 West. My name is Sandy Martin. I live at 5890 North 170 West. I live next door to the house. And in the course of the time that we have lived there, and it's been just 3 years, not only has there been a lot of cars, a lot of people, we have experienced these people going into our property, the neighbors down the street, as though because they're staying, they can just do whatever they want. We've had motorboats parked there for a week because they're staying for a week, because it's advertised that they have access to the lake, which motorboats are not allowed on the lake. We are a very small little section of Twin Lakes, and we all do take very, very good care of our property, and that does not seem to be what's going on multiple times. And I can give you an example that somebody rented it for the weekend. The grass was not cut. They had to hire somebody to cut the grass. When their guests arrived, they went into the house. It was 90 degrees. The air conditioner didn't work. They had to call somebody to come out and get the air conditioning. To me, that is not the appropriate way of running a business. And so therefore, I'm against the variance that is being asked. We put up with that trash for months out at the end of the driveway, flowing over on the ground. That's not right. And we care about our property and we care about the value. So I am asking that it not be approved. Thank you.
Anybody else want to remonstrate against this property or against this petition tonight? Okay.
I've got a Tamara Penny. Since everyone in the household does not agree, they're not in favor of allowing the business in the neighborhood. Mary Jesse, they're concerned about the nightly rentals of the business. Keith Newcomer, who's concerned from the restrictions and the covenants of the garbage in the rental. Jean and Christopher Gramza. They were concerned about the dumpster at the end of the drive, constantly overflowing, the trespassers on their property to access the lake. Karen Mallarich is against Airbnb. And then Alfred Willowfoot is a close neighbor to the property and he is strongly opposing. That's it.
You have 5 minutes to address any concerns.
All right, board, again, I mean, at least for me, from what I've just gotten, the dumpster was a big problem of this, as I stated originally. It seems like that dumpster was an issue, and again, I had addressed that from the beginning. Just recently, that it was correct. I wasn't able to get to the leaves in time before it snowed. But far as property value, that property itself has appreciated since my partner had purchased the property. It's done nothing but appreciate. It's been remodeled. As far as the interior wasn't needed on the exterior, it's been remodeled and done, and it's appreciating. So far as property value, I'm not sure where that was coming from, but I kept it in enough standard to make sure it appreciates far as that. But far as the noise, again, I do have a quiet hour, which I'm sure it's relatively comparable to, again, the other Airbnbs in the area. I don't charge much less than the average Airbnb in that area. I don't charge much more than such. I keep it comparable to the others. It's kept at least a 4.3 star rating out of 5 as far as within the Airbnb itself. Just not sure where the concern of the value other than where the trash was of an issue. But again, that was addressed a long time ago, months ago as well, once I received that notice. So that's what I have.
This will close the public hearing.
We have some questions. You
Oh,
just,
I'm
you can just stay.
Yes, sir.
The lake access that the property boasts, who actually owns that?
I'm sorry.
The lake access that the property boasts on Airbnb, who actually owns that? They're talking about that it's not for that property, but who owns the lake access? Is it the
public-
community?
There's a public on the North Lake,
Okay,
and I do know that I believe the South Lake is more.
so what
Private.
easement are your clients walking to?
That was what I was informed behind when we originally moved there, or as far as when we took possession.
Mhm.
The neighbor behind us did tell me from day one. I'm not sure if they moved or anything of that nature. I didn't know it was such a problem, but that neighbor behind us did tell me, and it was never an issue. It was never brought up to me. That first few months, even when I would go and visit, that neighbor never said anything to me other than from the beginning, say, you guys are fine. If you need to walk through my yard to get back here, because they're on the backside towards the lake and that road that gives the access. And I was just informed of that verbal easement by the woman that lives behind there. And I didn't realize that was of an issue because she's never said anything to me since about that.
So probably need to figure out if that's a real easement or not. Because that would take one of these problems away, is if it's not an easement, then it's not an easement. It's just a verbal thing, but may take that off of, if it's
Yeah.
on your Airbnb, you may take that off there pretty quickly to make sure that doesn't continue to happen.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. Now that I realized that was of a concern, because again, this was never said to me until today. So that would definitely, be addressed and taken off of the listing in general.
I have a question for the neighbors. Do you guys have access to the lake in your little subdivision there?
There is.
There is. How big is it?
It's probably 30 feet wide. It's right next to John Brewer's house.
Okay, next to the house. You have a pier there?
So my wife and I have a private pier at the end of that we dock our boat on.
Okay, okay. And everybody else in that subdivision has a right to utilize that?
They do.
Okay. Is there a walkway to that?
There is walk around the end of the cul-de-sac.
Around in the cul-de-sac, okay. There's no path or anything like that? Okay. Is there, you have a pond behind your house, is that correct? Is anybody going back in there at all? No, they're staying out of that? Okay. But there's no defined pathway to get to this? Just have to walk on the road and,
The cul-de-sac.
but that's not what's happening. People are walking all across yards and such. Okay.
So there is a pier, there is an easement for the neighborhood then. So,
It looks like a decent sized parcel. It's a quarter acre.
But the pier is private.
mhm.
So to suggest on Airbnb, hey, go down and go swimming off the dock is not appropriate.
So half of what you have is correct. You do have a spot where you can get to the lake, but proper channels need to be taken to get there. And when you get there, proper, etiquette when you get there. So maybe update your Airbnb or whatever happens, just update that.
How many piers come off that parcel there? Just one. Mm-hmm. Just the one.
And I wanted to say something too. The county hasn't decided that these things are okay. Okay, that's why he's here for conditional use, because they're not okay. Unless they get a conditional use, okay? And you were red tagged and you continued to rent your property then? Is that correct? You were fined, correct?
No, yeah, I was once.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you continued to rent your property after you were red tagged, correct? I know he did.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get him to say it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was booked. I didn't know. I'm sorry. It was booked.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. You unbook it then. If you're red tagged, you unbook it,
Yeah, correct.
but you didn't.
That's why I paid the fine. Yes.
I'm sure you probably earned more from your booking than you paid a fine, I would imagine. You just went ahead and had them
At that
stay there
time.
anyway, huh?
Well, I'm
That's not
sorry.
cool.
Well, I agree.
Okay.
I agree with that. Yes. That's why I shut the operation down after that fine.
I just think there's been so much controversy and so many complaints and so many, I mean, that trash thing was out there a long time. It was a mess. It was a mess. Not taking care of the property. The neighborhood is very well taken care of. I just think that doesn't belong there.
How long have you been in real estate?
5 years.
5 years?
Mhm.
Congratulations. A lot of people don't make it that far.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
And your partner's client is out of state.
Correct.
Okay. Who is actually managing the property, like actively managing it?
I am.
Okay. So if something breaks, you're the one that fixes it. If,
Or I have a maintenance guy.
right. But you're
But yes,
you're the guy
it's-
that calls them in.
Correct.
What are your quiet hours at the property now?
11.
Okay. What
Starts
is,
at 11 p.m. Excuse me.
for the neighbors, what is your quiet hours? Like, what do you recommend for your neighborhood? Okay.
But evidently it goes later than 11? Yes. Okay. Frequently?
Yes.
Yes.
Summer, yes.
In the summer, yes. Okay.
We're at 1 o'clock in the morning, there's noise going on in the backyard, lots of noise.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on voting individual or all together?
Well, I'm going to vote no on several of these, so I would,
Individuals?
yeah, I would prefer. I just don't think it belongs there. And with the record thus far, I don't think there's anything going to change.
I mean, if done right, I think it could.
Well, yeah,
If done right, always, yes, yes, yeah.
it'd be a great asset to the community for, having families come in for all that, for weekend or for holidays and stuff like that. But the track records is not very good. So that's the hard part.
It's dismal.
What is your limit on cars or people?
It is a maximum of 10 that she had stated. It is a maximum of 10.
Is there a limit on vehicles?
No, there was no limit on vehicles. But max 10 guests.
Is there a minimum night too? Like it was said, that they don't want to see a one night.
Yep.
Is there?
I also updated that months ago as well,
Okay.
where there was no more one nights. It is minimum of 2-night stays.
Is there such a thing as putting a condition on like a 3 vehicle thing if it passes?
I mean, there's definitely room for more than 3.
I think we've limited cars when there's parking, it's not a premium. But
Yeah.
I think so. 1, 2, 3. I
some
mean,
of them over there by Cootie Brown's, that one was.
Yeah, that was a big one.
I think 5 can probably easily fit, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's
Well,
2 per car.
The maximum of 10 guests kind of shuts down the 6 vehicles.
Yeah. But the
You would
staying,
hope,
people
Yeah.
coming over and partying and then
But see, but
leaving.
the maximum of 10 guests doesn't allow that to happen.
Well, true.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Is that a no wake lake? Got 10 mile an hour?
10 mile an hour.
10 mile an hour?
The only no wake lake in the county is Olin Lake.
Okay.
So yes, I'd like to vote on all of them.
any other discussion or you guys ready for the,
I'm ready.
Ready.
The proposed use is a conditional use in the zoning district for which it is proposed. Lynn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Nick.
yes,
The proposed conditional use will be in accordance with the general objectives for with any specific objective of LaGrange County's comprehensive plan or this UDO. David,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Lynn,
No.
Nick.
yes,
The proposed conditional use will be designed, constructed, operated, and maintained so as to be harmonious and appropriate in appearance with existing or intended character of the general vicinity, and that such use will not change the essential character of the neighborhood. Nick,
no,
Jerry,
No.
David,
No.
Nick, or Lynn.
No.
The proposed conditional use will not be hazardous or unreasonably disturbing to existing or future neighboring uses. Lynn,
No.
David,
No.
Nick,
no,
Jerry.
No.
The proposed conditional use will be served adequately by essential public facilities and services such as street, police, and fire protection, drainage, water and sewer, or the persons or agencies responsible for the establishment of the proposed use shall be able to adequately provide any such services. Jerry,
No.
David,
No.
Lynn,
I'm reading it again. No.
Nick.
yes,
The proposed conditional use will not create excessive additional requirements at public cost for public facilities and services and will not be detrimental to the economic welfare of the community. Jerry,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Nick.
yes,
The proposed conditional use will not involve uses, activities, processes, materials, equipment, and conditions or operations that will be detrimental to any person's property or the general welfare by reason of excessive production of traffic, noise, smoke, fumes, glare, or odors. Nick,
no,
Jerry,
No.
David,
No.
Lynn.
No.
The proposed conditional use will have vehicular approaches to the property that are designed so as not to interfere with traffic on surrounding public areas. David,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Nick,
yes,
Jerry.
Yes.
The proposed conditional use will not result in the destruction, loss, or damage of natural, scenic, or historic features of major importance. Nick,
yes,
Jerry,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
The use and property values of the area adjacent and nearby to the property included in the conditional use will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. Lynn,
No.
David,
No.
Nick,
no,
Jerry.
No.
The conditional use will not be injurious to the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community. Nick,
no,
Jerry,
Yes.
Lynn,
No.
David.
No.
The use will meet all applicable regulations of the code, including setbacks, yard, open space, dimensional, and development standards of the code. Lynn,
No.
David,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
and Nick.
no. The petition has failed on
7 of the 12. If you have any questions, you can get with Robbie tomorrow.
I'm sorry,
If you have any questions, you can get with Robbie tomorrow.
Robbie? Oh, okay.
Planning administrator.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next one on the agenda is 25 LUV 12 and 25 G 34. We're in Johnson Township. Section 30, Township 36 North, Range 10 East, it's zone L1. It's located south of 6515 South, 90 East, Wogoville. They're asking for a developmental variance for a roadside setback of 10 feet where 25 is required and a 14-foot rear setback where 20 is required. And also a land use variance for not having a contiguous lot associated with this lot for an accessory building in the L1 zoning district.
Good evening, gentlemen. Mike and Gina Holgel, 650 East 660 South, Walketville.
Could you pause for just a moment while we go through the,
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
you're fine.
I'm sorry.
So here's our, proposed structure. I love carried away there.
There we go. Now go.
All right, Mike and Gina Holgel, 650 East 660 South, Walketville. We purchased this lot about 8 years ago when we first moved up here. We used to own across the road, catty corner, about 100 foot. There's 8, 9 empty lots there. 6 of them came up for sale. We bought the first one originally for, place to park while we had an original. When we decided to move up here and build a new home, we relocated a block away. Of course, all those are my friends over there. Doug owns the next 2 lots. You can see and that survey, there's a pole barn there. There's another pole barn. I don't know if you guys drove by over there. They're all pole barns over there. Basically, I called down. I decided after 8 years, 7 years, decided to build a pole barn for storage. She said 6 foot, 6 foot, 20, 25, or up to 50% of lot coverage. Well, called a surveyor and said, well, what can we do? He said 49.8%. Went and talked to Robbie at the zoning department, and here we are tonight, guys. Know the neighbors, talked to all the neighbors. I pushed mine a little farther because there's a hill back there. If you guys wouldn't seen it, neighbor out back, he likes to go up and down the hill on his tractor. Didn't want to dig into the hill too much, put a big concrete wall back there or anything. Other than that, that's all. We're just building a 37 by 60 foot pole barn is what we're building for storage. That's it. I don't think I have any letters. I know all the neighbors. Still friends with them,
Anybody else want to speak in favor of this petition? Anybody want to remonstrate against this petition tonight? Close the public hearing.
So you spoke a little bit about not wanting to push it back. What made you decide on 37 by 60?
49.8%. And then the
Okay.
surveyor he just put it dead center of the lot.
Just as big as it can be. Is
Yeah,
what you were
basically
saying.
as big as I could go. That's it. I was told up to 50% of lot coverage and he went 49.8. That was basically it. I was kind of came up with my dimensions.
Mhm.
The other ones down there are 40 by 60s, so I just kind of building the same thing, clean up, putting everything underneath one roof, so. Of course, the guy that lives next to it, he actually owns a lot across the street from it too. Craig, he owns a lot. There's an empty lot straight across the road for the channel access. That's what Craig uses his channel access. And then, of course, like I said, I used to live right there on that street. I mean, they're all friends of mine. So
Are you putting water and sewer in this building?
no,
It's
no
cold.
water or sewer. No, it's strictly storage. I'll have electrical to be about it. Just open the garage door. Yeah, we're not planning on living there or nothing. Just cleaning it up, making it look nice.
This building can be built at the setbacks, not as large as you want it to be, but it can be built at the setbacks. Is that correct? I mean, you can have a reasonably sized building on there with the,
I don't really know how big all of it. I mean, what is it,
Would
25?
it'd be 10 foot less on the front and it'd be about 10 foot less on the back. So it'd be a 37
27.
by 37 by 40.
Like I said, there's 2 other pole barns on the same street. They're 40 by 60s.
Is that what
40
size those are down the road?
Yeah, that's what those other 2 are. Then then
they're
Jim's
not
got-
as close to the road. They're not as close to the
well, they
property
pushed
line.
theirs all the way to the back of the lot.
They did.
Yeah, they're about 5 foot. They're level ground back there. And I have that hill there. That's all. I mean, I could dig into, I didn't really want to really dig into that hill and make a drop off or anything for
Right.
people out back and all that. So I was just trying to make it centered up on the lot, nice and neat.
Right.
No obstruction from any direction, because as you can see on the road goes at an angle like
Right.
that.
What,
So
what is your plan in the back corner? Either that front corner is gonna be out of the ground 3 feet, or the back corner is gonna get dug in. What are you doing back there
it's
anyway?
about 2 foot is what we average. Gonna
Okay.
break it up a little bit. That's all. No, I'm just gonna put a gravel driveway in, just enough back in.
So it's gonna come up from the road then?
Yeah, well, it's already up from the road. If you
Right.
went by, it's already
Yeah.
up probably about 2 foot from the road.
Okay.
That whole road, like I said, you go down that hill there it's a big hill coming down that main road
Mhm.
there. It's pretty steep. And as it goes down towards the old marina, it really gets
Mm-hmm.
flat down there. So Jim's got a pole barn down there and he's got a couple empty lots. And then the other 2 pole barns that was built in the last 3 to 5 years, I think it was.
So there's ways to do these pole barns backed up against dirt like that. You can pour a wall on the back half
Mhm.
of it so the dirt can come up against it. Pushing it out close to the road like that kind of gives me a quiver in my liver. So I like to see it go back a little bit, but it is going to take a little bit more dirt work and stuff like that if you do that.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot more money to put a concrete wall up. So we're just gonna pull the wall down and about 2 foot out of the back hills and then kind of raise it all up and make
Yeah.
it so the hill's nice and neat. Like I said, the guy out back, he really likes to go up and down with his tractor.
Mhm.
Anytime that he's getting in his backyard, he drives up and down that hill.
Yeah.
I mean, just trying to be a good neighbor,
Did we give variance out for the other?
Pardon?
Did we give a variance for the buildings below it? Do you remember? Does anybody remember?
I would say side yards. At that time, they were 10.
Or backyard, you mean?
Mhm.
Side yard. Side yards were 10, probably when those were built.
Yeah,
And
they
they
had
probably got
variance.
5-foot variances.
Okay,
That
so,
doesn't mean that I voted for them, but they probably got them.
so backyard was what at that point, you think? Because they're quite a bit further back towards the back of their yard
15.
than,
It was 15 a few years back. I remember being 15 and 40 from the center of the road. So I remember you telling
10
me.
and 15.
Yeah.
so you couldn't even meet that. but-
I don't know if did you mention cost? Cost more money? Did
Yeah,
you?
he did.
If what he was talking about putting a concrete wall
Yeah,
back
yeah,
there,
yeah.
and
Yeah, it does.
putting the footers down and everything else. Yeah, I was, trying to avoid all that, just building a standard pole barn, just like the other
Understand.
guys have on the same street. It's just
Yeah, I
doing
understand.
exactly what they're doing, basically.
What makes it unique,
Cost cannot be a factor for consideration,
it can.
according
Well,
to
I
the
understand that.
planning manual.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could dig the hill out if we wanted to push it back to 5. I think
Yeah.
those other barns are 5 foot from the property line on the backside. They push theirs all the way back.
Mhm. Hmm.
I'm just trying to make it look a little nicer, having everything outside, trailers and everything else out there.
Well, you don't live right here, is that correct? You
I
have,
live 1 block away,
you have 2 homes, 1 block away, or just one home?
1 home.
One home, and then a
Yeah.
back lot with a garage?
Yes. I have a
Okay.
small garage on it.
Okay.
That's for my cars.
Because I do believe you got variances for your home and your back lot.
Yeah, we never did build on the back lot. We never did cost efficient. They wanted to tear it down, put all new pilings in back there because the dirt over there is real bad over there where we built the house. So when we did that, and like I said, we bought this lot 8 years ago, I believe it was.
Mhm.
And we kept it for that reason, eventually building a pole barn storage unit on it for us. And then the neighbors started building on it. So we thought, well,
Now, is that your neighbors to the north LP tank then?
yeah,
See it?
yeah, that's his shed. That's the property line
and
right there.
That's
That's
also his
Craig's.
shed? Okay.
Yeah, that's his shed. I have a shed on there, but if I get a variance, it's gone. I mean, I'm not gonna keep a shed on there. Yeah, everything's coming off that lot. There's just a 12 by 16 shed sitting on it for storage right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all coming off. There'd just be the pole barn. That'd be it. I'm not putting nothing over there. I'm not collecting junk. So, yeah, that's all Craig's property. Craig's the guy that lives on that side there where the propane tank is. Then he also owns the empty lot across the street on the channel side, which obviously is not on there on the survey, but
If it stays where it is now, from the edge of the road to the 10-foot corner of your barn. What's that footage?
To the road,
The edge of the road? Because we pulled off of the road
it's like 22 feet.
and parked a full-size truck there and it fitted fine, but
Yes,
you were in
I
the
think it's
right of way.
According to that, it's like 22 feet from the edge of the road to the corner of the barn. 10 foot would be, it's 10 foot from my property line. I think it's another 10, 12 feet to the road is what it is. So then on the backside, I think it's 14 foot. And because, the
Mhm.
lot's angled, so you can see how the
Mhm.
barn sits on there at an angle, each corner.
Do you have any plans for the drainage, drainage?
It's all
that you're gonna
downhill. It's all
lay?
going to flow right down gutters, right down the side, right down towards the road where it always drains to, because it's all sloped downhill. It's all sloped towards the channel, every bit of it.
So it'll cross the road. and
It
then-
probably won't because of where the road sits. It'll probably stay right there.
Okay.
I mean, the road's not humped or anything, but you know what I mean? You can see the increase in the road. It's a single load. It's a lane and a half down through there.
Yeah.
Those ain't big roads.
Will he have to submit some kind of drainage plan, Robbie?
It's part of the erosion control. and
Erosion
stormwater
control.
management.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if we just wanted to
Dump it on the road.
dump it on the roadside. No, I
No,
don't think the county
Most of them will probably stay
highway,
in the lot.
highway engineer would like that. Well, I don't know. You're gonna cover the lot with a 49.98%?
Yeah, I think it was 50% coverage. A lot coverage was allowance.
Yes, that's the allowance.
Yeah, that's what I thought was. So that's just what we went with.
So the side setbacks are good, but the front and the back aren't.
Right.
So you have to vote on the land use variance first, because JoJo's addition says your lot has to be contiguous to your home. That's why we have a land
Oh.
use variance. So you would have to vote on that first before you can vote on the variance. Development of the variance.
You guys want to vote on the land use now? And go from
So
there.
let me,
Sure.
who's JoJo's Addition? Is that the group of
That's the
people?
name of the-
But is it a group of people that are still protecting it or?
It's just where it's named in the subdivision.
I was gonna say, what's their recommendation?
Joe, I kind of wanted to say when they went up for sale, 7, 8 years ago, like what, 6 lots for sale, JoJo's Addition, what's that about? Some old lady out of Chicago owned it, I guess.
Hmm,
You guys want to vote on the land
Yeah.
use?
Yeah.
No.
The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community. Jerry,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected at substantially adverse manner. Lynn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
Jerry.
Yes.
The need for the variance arises from some condition peculiar to the property involved. Nick,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
The strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will constitute an unnecessary hardship if applied to the property for which the variance is sought. David,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
Lynn.
No.
The approval does not interfere substantially with the comprehensive plan. Lynn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
and Nick.
Yes. The land use variance has been approved. You guys still have more discussion on the developmental?
Well, I just would like to see that further back from the road and further back from the property. More the property line than the road. But that's my opinion. I don't think it needs to be as big as it is.
Because of the neighboring ones and they look fine visually, I'm with Lynn on, I wish it was back further. I don't necessarily hate the size, but I wish it was back further. I don't care for it being that far off the back and being that tight on the front.
So I mean, if you're good with the size in general, you'd rather see, we're still gonna have to have two variances either way. Say it's 15 off the road and 10-ish
Mhm.
off the
They
back.
have
No,
to decide
yeah.
the specific
Yeah.
variances.
Right. But I'm just saying I'm not sure, even if you moved it 5, what's it?
It just gives you, it's more visually pleasing driving down the road, and it gets it off the road. Like
I guess if you're generally, I would understand if you could get away from a variance, but you can't get away from. a
no, no,
variance.
yeah. No, you can't get away from the variance. It's just,
Either on both sides.
yeah.
Well, could. might not build
Oh,
such a big
yeah.
building.
But that's what I'm just going off what he
Because
said.
And this,
The strip application in terms of zoning ordinance will not result in practical difficulties in use of the property. It will not result in practical difficulties in use of the property. You can build a smaller building. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Okay. But that's just my opinion.
I was just going off what was said.
I know, I got you. I'm clarifying.
So like I said, I see the others. They're, it's a great use of the lot.
yeah, they're the same size.
Yeah, and you said it's a 40 by 60 down there.
Yeah.
Then it look, I'm just going visually.
I think they are. I thought I looked it up on Beacon. I didn't think they
Are
were.
they shorter?
I didn't go down and step them. I don't,
I just looked up the dimensions on Beacon, and Beacon's
Very
not always
last one
correct.
It isn't.
definitely is
No, it's not always correct. No. So,
um,
I'm just
Uh,
increasing the value of the neighborhood.
38 by 54.
is one of them.
Mhm.
That's what Beacon says.
40 by 55. So they're all different. This one's not going to be that either. 35 by 50. And the other one's way smaller.
so this is big compared to the other ones. So I'm ready to vote anytime you want to.
You guys ready?
What can we do for the front? I mean, just besides making it 10 feet smaller. I mean, I don't,
Well, he
Is there
can
anything
come
you-
back with a new plan
Well,
that's substantially different.
I was going to say, what would you consider
Yeah.
substantially different on this?
what can we do tonight that doesn't jack them around like that, that still gets what we desire?
You have to vote on the 2 variances that he has.
Okay.
That's how it was publicized, that's how it was
Okay.
advertised, is those 2 variances. So you can't say you can push it back 10 feet and only have 5 feet from the rear. We can't do that.
So you can't do that as a condition. Okay, so it's either this or it's nothing. Okay,
I'm not sure how you get around C. Right one.
Correct.
is that the strict application of the
Mhm.
term? That,
Zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. You good? Not what?
yeah, I mean, I wish it was different, but
The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community. Lynn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Jerry,
yes,
Yes.
the use and value of the area adjacent to the property, including the area, cannot be affected in a substantially adverse manner. Nick,
Yes.
Jerry,
yes,
David,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. Jerry,
no,
Lynn,
No.
Nick,
No.
David.
No.
Petitions failed on C. Coming in
Can I
tonight.
table this or anything?
You what?
Can I table it?
Not now.
It's already called.
So Suggestions, guys. I mean, suggestions. I mean, seriously.
You
That's,
can-
that's a lot of money to, I mean, those guys have this, pretty much the same thing down the road. I mean, I don't understand what we have to do here.
You can go over options tomorrow with Robbie.
Yep, give me a call.
Wow.
Thanks for coming in. They'll take that BZO sign.
Yeah, I don't do this.
So we're gonna move on to 25B38, we're in Milford Township, section 10, township 36 north, range 11 east, with zone A1 is located at 3670 south, 950 LaGrange. Application for developmental variance for 7 acres off of the A1 zoning district, where 2 to 5 is required in that district. So this is what they're proposing to cut off, is 20 acre parcels, and this is 7 acres here.
Yeah, I'm Patrick Ressler, and the address 3725 South, 950 East, LaGrange.
Charles Rassler, 9155 East, 400 South.
I guess, why do you guys want to split?
Yeah, we were wanting to split it even. We've owned it since, well, we bought it from our dad, and that was in '83. And we bought it together. So now we're separating because we're getting older. And our children got plans too. So we want to split it even.
It's got to do with leaving, living wills and stuff too, you know.
Understand.
Understood.
We just gotta go through the motions. Anything else you want to add?
That's pretty much it, I think, for them.
Anybody else want to speak in favor of this petition tonight? Anybody want to remonstrate against this petition tonight? We'll close the public hearing. Any discussion?
I don't have a problem with this one myself.
I just have a question for clarification. When you put this 7 acres on there, is it going to be one single parcel? Or will whoever gets the 7 acres, will it just be a 7 acre parcel and then
No, it's gonna be, see, I live on the east side of the road,
Okay.
of 950. And there's 57 acres there.
Okay.
And I think there's 72 on the west side.
Mhm.
So to split it even, the 7 acres there would be part of mine.
I would guess it'll be a separate.
Yeah, it's separate parcel.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready to vote.
Who owns that cool barn on that property?
Yeah,
Oh,
That'll be mine now.
That's yours?
Yeah.
That's gonna be yours now? Okay.
It's in bad shape.
You don't see me.
Yeah, but the beams inside are not bad shape, are they?
No, the beams are pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they're from my granddad, I think, sawed them from his sawmill back in
Would imagine.
probably the 20s.
Okay.
They're sawed, they're not hand hewed. That's the hand hewed, I guess, is the ones that are worth a lot of money.
Yeah, but they're cool looking.
Yeah, there's so.
All right. I'm ready, yeah.
Yep.
The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community. Lynn,
Yes.
Stephen,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
use and values of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially greater manner.
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
Stephen,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulty and use of the property. David,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
Jerry.
Yes.
Petition's been approved. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you.
Moving on, 25B39, Milford Township, section 4, township 36 north, range 11 east, it's zone A1. It's a developmental variance to split 2 acres, with a remainder of 7 acres, and where a remainder of 15 is required in the A1 zoning district. Here's how they're proposing to split the 10 acre parcel, or almost 10 acre. Acre parcel. Your name and address,
Yes, Elisha Day, 11065 East, 350 South LaGrange. We purchased, my ex-husband and I purchased the almost 10 acres about 5-6 years ago, planning on putting a house on it. Just to the west side of it is my parents' house and their property. And across the road the other way too, to the south. Thinking that I would build the house and take care of them as they got older. Since going through the divorce, part of the agreement was that we needed to sell that acreage for what it's worth, to split up half and half like those wonderful divorce proceedings are. But my parents own on the northeast side where that 2-acre little thing goes, they own on this side and this side. And so in order for the agreement that he and I kind of talked about was the fact that we would like them to be able to access their backside of their property that they have, which is a wooded area. And then you can kind of see that we did exact as much space that they would need for that. And then the 7.9 acres, we have a couple with 2 young kids that want to build on that. So they're not going to be breaking it up. We would leave it exactly like that to build a home. My parents, that whole 2 acres, except for that down the south part of it, we planted with trees and stuff about 3 years ago. And then right now it's just, my parents are beekeepers. So it's planted with natural wildlife stuff right now. So.
Anybody else want to speak in favor of this petition tonight?
I guess I would.
You just wanted to talk.
You see that parcel on the right-hand corner? That's basically an easement to that.
I am Jim King, 8675 East, 275 South, LaGrange. I'm what they call a sideliner beekeeper. I maintain about 140 hives in LaGrange County. We try to keep them in natural areas. We have some yards up along Pigeon River. And then I've developed our farm, taken it out of agricultural use and put it into wildlife and honeybee habitat. The field beside this is in wildlife and honeybee habitat and is mainly right now in natural flowers and things that draw in monarchs and bees. Behind this property, why I need access to it is a wetlands and a woodland area that also supplies the bees with things in the spring and the fall and the summer. So our goal is to create an atmosphere where we can keep as many hives on the property so they don't have to go elsewhere to maintain their habitat. The challenge right now we have in the bee industry is the amount of pesticides that are being put on the agricultural properties. And we feel that if we can provide that habitat close to home, we'll have better success in raising the bees. This area, the 2 acres, is a lot of wild blackberries, raspberries, tulip poplar, things like that. They can't replace. So I'm trying to not only allow me access to the back 8 acres, but maintain that habitat without losing it to a developer that'd like to see a clean fence row or take it out. It's just kind of goes along with our thinking. May not be rational for the average person, but we're just trying to keep it as pristine as we can with the situation that's come up.
Anybody else want to speak in favor of this petition? Anybody want to remonstrate against this petition? Close the public hearing. So they're gonna buy the 2-acre parcel, then the 8 is gonna be sold to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, I didn't want to list it because as my parents are, the way it was raised is like that road doesn't have a lot of houses. It doesn't have a lot. I mean, it's a, big countryside and I don't want to see it because that was what my hope of the future was. And so I don't want to have it partitioned in little spots and have a lot of things, put up. And so I didn't list it. I actually found somebody who wants to just leave it just like that and just build one home. So.
pardon my confusion, just a
okay.
little bit here.
Yeah.
So the lot to the north
Mhm.
belongs to,
Smiths.
okay, that's Schmidt's up there.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
and to the west also.
Yes. And
Okay,
then
but
that,
your lot 3 Echo Acres is,
that is theirs.
that's theirs. And that's,
Yes.
and so they're gonna access this 2 acres off of this lot.
Yes. And that's why
Okay.
it kind of does that little touch.
Yeah, because
you
I'm
know.
not really cool. I don't really like that little
I know. And that
thing
was the
there,
only way we
but that's
could
the
get
only
it.
way you
Yeah.
can get it done. Yes, I
Mhm.
understand that.
But then your access, but it's off a diagonal it's not like because the parcel directly to the east is not owned.
Right, you're gonna have to cross the corner, get skinny and cross the corner, but I'm sure they can figure that out with the neighbors.
The northeast point of.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes,
it just touches the corners.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but they're
And
not
we've
good.
had like I'm sorry, am I allowed to talk right now?
You're fine.
Okay. The Smiths family, they have a lot of that for years since I was little, where they farm that and then they'd have agreements with like, we would hunt on this ground and then, they farm they get along with us well. Same thing with the east. So a lot of times that area, it's a good place to raise your kids. They all get along this area, the neighborhood and stuff. They do well. So I don't think there would be a problem with that.
We have to make decisions that look a little further into the future
Yes.
than that. So
Oh,
that's-
yes.
that's
Oh,
why
I
we
know
always
things
have
can
to
happen
ask-
like this. Yeah.
That's why we always have to ask the questions and make the decisions based on that.
Are you gonna put anything in the deed, say when you sell the 7.9 that only one home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
thank you.
And they understand that because that was my biggest stipulation with that.
Do you want to make that a,
Well, it's not a parent parcel, so you can't split it.
oh,
Yeah,
It can't be split any further. This is the one and only split on the 10 acre parcel.
they would have to come into us, right, to get it.
and you have to
yeah.
get rezoned
Okay.
basically, wouldn't it?
Well, no, it'd have to,
And
variance.
ask for a variance.
They'd
No.
come in there for a
Oh,
variance.
gotcha.
Well, then you say no to that.
Say no to that.
I like
not
saying
this one.
no. You've seen that tonight
Yeah, I
already.
have. Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't bother
It's
me at
okay.
all.
You have to get the answers out. I
Doesn't
get
bother
it.
me at all. Yeah, okay. Well, when I drove out there, I kept going and going and going and going. And finally saw the sign
Mhm.
because, like you say, it's grown up.
Yes,
It's nice. I like it. I like the bees and I like all that. Yeah,
it is beautiful out there.
it is.
Hey, Robbie, I just have a kind of question for you. I guess, the 2 acres gets you closer to the, I guess what would happen if you just had like a 50-foot easement with essentially the same pattern? That be worse or better?
You mean they wouldn't own the property or?
Yeah, it would be an easement across
Well-
somebody else's property.
Well, I guess, can you make a parcel that would just be, what's the smallest parcel you could,
2 acres.
2 is, okay, perfect,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah.
2 to 5 is what it's supposed to be. So they got that one, but they couldn't reach the leave
Didn't
15.
have the remainder of the 15.
Yeah, the
correct.
15, that's basically why they're here.
And that 2 acres is mostly, like I said, we planted trees and a whole bunch of stuff in that.
Right.
Of course, they're not gigantic, but
Right.
so with getting from one spot to the other, it's not going to be traveled all the time or anything like that. It's going to, by the time it keeps growing up, it's sort of like the wildlife set aside
So
stuff.
you probably access that by UTV or something like
Mhm.
that.
I'm ready.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Okay.
The approval not be injurious to the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community. Lynn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. Nick,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. David,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Yes.
and Gary.
Yes.
Your session's been approved. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
So the last one on the agenda for this evening is 25 CU 12 in the town of LaGrange, section 19, township 37 north, township it's zone U1. It's located at 113 North Sherman Street, LaGrange. Additional use variance for a short-term rental in the U1 zoning district. These are posted.
Do I? I'm Emma, Elmer's wife. And
Give your address.
0765 West, 050 North, LaGrange, Indiana. The property we're talking about is 113 North Sherman Street here in town. We bought it in April of 2022 so that our son could move in and be closer to us. After living there for about 6 months, he moved in with his girlfriend. We thought maybe we'll try to Airbnb it out instead of renting it out like we always have in the past on our other properties. Our experience has been that tenants don't take care of the property like we do, and that we could keep it maintained much better if we were fully in charge of it. We didn't realize that the county required a variance on a short-term rental place until we were notified. My husband has owned a dozen or more properties in his lifetime and has always made tremendous improvements to the property, which increased the value of it and in turn gave more tax revenue to the county where property is or was located. My husband was a general contractor in Colorado for 20 years, so this is what we do. We build new or remodel to improve the properties. I love to clean, so we felt this could certainly work out good for us. We made the improvements necessary to host our guests comfortably and provide them with a clean and quiet place to stay right here in town. We removed all the carpet and now have hard surface floors throughout. My husband also ran ductwork, installed central air in the home. Of course, we have a carbon monoxide detector and smoke detectors installed in the home as well. Our neighbor, Bill and Lee, we asked my husband if he would consider pouring a concrete pad for parking spots. So that's what we did. About half of this concrete pad is actually on Bill's property, but it's been like this for many years and he has no problem with it. Bill always cleans the snow from our sidewalks and our concrete pad in the winter. We are grateful to have such good neighbors at Emma's Place. We had went to the neighbors closest to us and told them what we had in mind, and they seemed very supportive of it. So we opened up an account with Verbo and Airbnb and started making it available on December of 2022. It's been operating for 3 years now, and people really love it. In fact, our reviews would be visible should anyone care to look. And in a short time, I became a premier host, which I'm grateful for. It's rewarding to me to be able to take care of this place that my husband named after me, known as Emma's Place. We have people staying at our place that come to the funeral home right down the street, the high school reunions, the Blue Gate, weddings in the area, and all kinds of local events within the county. We have a family that has booked Emma's Place for the 3rd time over Christmas because their family lives right down the street and it seems to be very convenient for them. Access to the property is safe. There's plenty of parking available. This property is set up perfectly for what is being used for, and it has a proven record for being a desirable place for people to stay when coming in the area. It also has brought good amount of revenue to the local restaurants and businesses. For these reasons, we are hopeful that you would grant us the variance to keep Emma's Place open for business. And we also have had work crews that worked here locally in town. We've had them stay there as well. So that's,
Anything else you want to add?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Anybody else want to speak in favor of this petition?
My name is Lee Noble. I live at 328 West Spring Street. I'm right down below there. Let me get my notes out. Since 1985, the Nobles have lived at 328 West Spring Street. The Airbnb is to our north, pretty much our backyard. So we have no issues with Elmer and Emma of having an Airbnb next door. Elmer and Emma have done more for the place than anyone that has ever lived there. They've done a lot of work to the place. And like she said, the concrete slab there is partly on our property also. And my husband snow blows it and cuts their grass there. And I mean, they're very neighborly and they take care of the place. And they've fixed it up where some have run it down. So I approve.
Sounds good. Anybody else want to speak in favor of this petition tonight?
I'm
Can you sign in and say your name and address?
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You can go up and do that as well.
My name is Elijah Richmond. I live at 339 West Michigan Street. My family has been living there since October of 23. Made LaGrange our home. Have 6 kids there that are often playing in that backyard just to the north of the house there. And yeah, I'm a remote software developer. That's what I do for work. So I'm home. I'm always around. And it's been nothing but a great place to have as a neighbor, meeting Elmer and Emma and seeing the work they do to the place. We've had chats about things that are happening and things that they're doing at the house. It's always good news. We worked together, coordinated when I was putting up my fence that I recently built out there. It was and he was really just real neighborly about the whole thing. And I have never once had anything resembling a problem with anybody who stayed there. In fact, most of the time that I've spoken with folks, they're walking by my garage door, about to walk down the street to the restaurants and shops downtown. So I absolutely approve of them continuing to use it for what it is right now.
I don't believe there's anything. Anybody else going to speak in favor? Anybody want to remonstrate? You have 2 remonstrators.
Yep. Larry Targer says absolutely not in the housing area, and it will hurt his property value. David Chrisman says we had issues with the rental neighbors being loud, rude, revving motorcycles, and they're dirty. This is a quiet neighborhood. That's it.
So I guess, do you want any response to that?
I don't know that there was ever a motorcycle there. I don't know if he's listening to the neighbors down the street on the corner on the other side of Lee and Bill or not. They have Harleys there all the time. Yeah, we could have brought our guest book, and the guests that stay there are very complimentary.
I'm not sure you said your name, right?
Yeah, Elmer.
Elmer.
Yeah.
Can you say it for me?
Elmer Schrock. And the guests are very complimentary of how quiet the neighborhood is. So I don't see how much of our guests would be noisy, so to speak, so, but, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, where does Larry live from? Oh, I'm sorry, you gotta finish there. Yeah.
Close the public hearing. He is southeast,
He's southeast.
not
This used to be Barney Combs and this is Taggart's, right?
this one.
Yeah. Okay. And then
I guess
where do Christmas live then?
or who?
Christmas? Didn't you say David? Who
Yeah.
was the other?
David
No,
Chrisman.
Christmas.
Christmas.
David and Michelle Chrisman.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not sure where they.
Where's their house at?
I'm trying to find him here.
I don't remember them being close.
325 West Spring Street.
So they're on Spring.
I think it's what'd you say the last name was?
Chrisman.
Chrisman?
His parents used to own the house on the corner with a pool.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's probably right across the street there.
That's somebody different? Okay.
They just sold it.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
Oh, there they are. So they're, yeah, south to Spring Street, three properties east on the
Okay.
south side of Spring Street.
Oh.
So they're catty corner.
Got it.
Taggart's.
Yeah, okay.
I guess just looking at it, I guess I'm not sure on the pad, but it looks like there's only room for a one car. Do you
Yeah,
allow
we-
one car, two cars?
one. We,
And
yeah,
in
one
the
car in the driveway, but there's all kinds of street parking, yeah.
So you put the pad in?
Upon the request from Bill, and so I did, he preferred to have a pad there instead of the rock that was there.
I guess and you guys both knew that it was
Yeah, he told me.
straddling the line.
Yeah, he told me that's how it's always been. He has no problem with it.
How long ago that,
Okay, go ahead.
how long ago did that pad go in?
I put it in July of 23.
Okay.
And then you have your guest park on the west side of
Yes.
Sherman Street.
Yep.
How many typically do you have there?
I don't know that there's ever been more than two vehicles, three at the most, three, because we only have 8 max.
Oh, 8.
8 max
I
on
thought I
my,
read 10. No, 8 max, okay.
So you have 8 max guests.
yeah,
Do you have a maximum vehicle?
never did.
Okay.
I mean, there's always parking along Michigan or even on Sherman that is totally open there.
we have a lot of Amish that come with a van load as well.
Mhm.
So a lot of times it's one van load.
Mhm.
Yeah, one van from Ohio or PA or.
And everybody takes their shoes off at the front door? Is that right?
Well, it don't look like it, but
Okay.
a lot of them
We
do.
try.
A lot of
Okay,
them
you
do.
try. Okay, I saw that one of your conditions. Okay.
I don't know if you've seen or not, but there's a sign on the corner of the house on the front left side of the parking pad. It says no parking, no blocking the sidewalk
Mhm.
and no parking on grass, I think. Yeah.
How did this get flagged? Have they been doing it since 22, 23?
Off of another listing.
If a variance is this use, this owner, right? So like if they sold this property, the variance doesn't go with it, does it?
If you say
It-
that.
We have to make it a condition.
Okay.
Otherwise it doesn't.
I definitely want to put a condition in place that this is this use, this owner. If they sell this house, it goes away. And the next owner has to do the same thing.
Kind of like, I'm good with that as well, but I kind of like to see 2 vehicle max just because they can't even park only one on property. I don't really like the idea of street parking, period, but.
Yeah, okay. Well, that can be a part of a condition as well.
Do you want to?
My, yeah. This, You know, I grew up in town. This has always been a single family dwelling with family, you know, kids and people in there. And I recognize many of the names that have lived in the house before this. And if Beacon is right, it was built in 1860. Do you have any idea that it was built that long ago?
I thought it was early 19.
Okay,
I thought it was, but I could be wrong.
okay. Well, it's an old Victorian, so small. So I would imagine it was built a long time ago. Okay.
We've done quite a bit of work on the inside.
Actually, you can see pictures of it on Zillow. Yeah.
And there's a lot of, I mean, there's hardly ever any parked cars on the west side. I mean, I'm sure Elijah wouldn't care for vehicles to be parked there all the time, but there's easy 4 spots from the corner up to his the driveway. And then even along Michigan, there's, I don't know that I've ever went through there. I go up there a lot, that there's a vehicle even parked there. So I don't see the amount of vehicles being an issue, but.
You gonna make a different condition? You want me to add that to it?
I guess what are your thoughts on it, I guess?
Because of their track record and because of what they've proven, I don't think it's going to be an issue. And
That's fine.
if we make this condition with this use, this owner, it saves us from some Joe Schmo renting it out to 8 different people parking there and being loud. So I guess putting trust in their track record. That's how I see it.
Since they weren't even then, really.
Excuse me, but why don't the complainers come in here, you know? I mean, there's nobody here to complain. It's easy to write it on paper, you know?
That's why, I mean, for me, I didn't give much weight to it.
Yeah.
Or 0.
We do prefer if the people are going to complain that they come in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just not a fan of street parking.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I mean, I would like to see something like this, you to be able to handle all the vehicles on the property.
Yeah.
I can say something else too about the driveway. When my husband's family moved into the house in 85, there was no driveway for Emma's place there. There was no curves on the street. And the family that lived there put rocks, made ruts in the grass. And my father-in-law was like living with those people that, you know, because it is partly our property there, you know, that they made ruts. And so when my husband's father died, Billy took over, and I mean, they talked with us and everything, and Billy agreed, you know, put a slab there. That way they're not parking on the grass.
He's the one that brought it up, so I just did it.
Well, you guys have proven that whatever you're doing is working. You've proven that. We just have to protect long-term. So,
Plus, I mean, no, it's not guaranteed you're gonna live where you're
Right.
at. It's not gonna guarantee that he's
Right.
gonna own that forever.
right,
It's just,
so.
it works, but it's odd.
The one thing that,
So my condition is that,
This use.
yeah, this use, this owner, that way it
Yeah,
can't.
that's the agreement that we had with them, that it's just a 1-car parking.
Yes.
Because
We actually had, the one bad review we had was because Emma called the elderly ladies that checked in and told them that they got to remove move their car off the grass. And they were told beforehand that there's only 1 car parking. Do not park on the grass. In the driveway. And do not park on the grass. And then they pulled through the front on the grass. And then Bill called us, so Emma called them and told them they need to move their car or it may very well get towed. And they just, wow, you know, I mean, yeah.
I believe it.
You can, and other than that, we've had 5-star ratings, you know.
I'm going to second your condition.
We have a motion and a second. This owner, this use, all in favor, say aye.
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 Post same sign, condition carried. Any further discussion?
No, I'm okay with this one.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I would like all one.
We can do one, we can do
Oh.
one big, yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so for all 12, Glenn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
and Nick.
Yes. Your petition's been approved. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, guys.
Thank you.
Any other business?
Oh, and I put the paper in my, what did I do? Oh, I'm nervous and I stuck it in there, sorry.
An email about changing our bylaws for the meeting to start at 6 o'clock. If you were good with that too, Dustin. Everybody's in favor of that? So we just need a motion to change our bylaws.
I'll make a, okay, go ahead. Okay, I'll make a motion to change the bylaws, to start the BZA meetings, at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Second, Jerry?
Yeah, I second that.
Motion and a second to start BZA meetings at 6 PM. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Post same sign, please. What's it called? It's not a condition, right?
No, it's not. No,
This is a. Sure, pass.
pass. There you go.
Get passed. There you go.
Now, when does this come into effect? So,
January.
so next month,
Yeah.
Thank you, Des.
26.
Calendars, notes. I'll bring those. You guys still want
Thank you.
those calendars? We always get out.
Thank you.
Just confused
The
me.
26th is our,
You got yours last.
2026.
Yeah, I
oh,
did.
Excuse me there.
26th. That's a long Thursday.
Wait a minute.
That stuff is addictive. It's,
Oh,
that one is the one that I got, Jerry.
yeah,
That stuff is addictive.
yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Salty, sweet, just, it's got it all. Yeah, that's the cheddar and the caramel. Uh-huh, yeah.
Did we adjourn?
Motion to adjourn? Oh, wait. Are we ready to adjourn? Okay.
Lynn made the motion.
I was checking it.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Adjourned.
Oh, well, we made at least one mad tonight.